All right. Well, hey there, man. This has been running for like 2 minutes, and I've been moving and adjusting camera angles, and I've been doing all kinds of things, and I was not aware that I was live. But I'm getting started here. I just turned off my light. I'm getting started. Game two of the 2009 June 12th series between the Mets and the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, and I picked up this set, the 2009 set, and I'm trying to squeeze some fun out of it. So let's get started here. It's starting off for the Mets is going to be Castillo at second base, Cora at short, and Beltran. So early morning game. Say pop up to the catcher, one away. So it's Pettitte against John Maine. John Maine is replacing a guy named Nieves, who I don't have a card for. I'm using Steve's system to create cards, but I had some issues with sizing the cards the right way, and plus I don't have any ink. It's in Orlando. I ordered it online, and it's in Orlando right now, so I'm waiting to get it to 22. That's an 8. The Pettit is a C in 2009, right? He's a C pitcher, so that's going to be a single. So Joey Cora is on with a single. Next is going to be Beltran. Got to use the little cup. See how that's sound, right? 45. That's a base on balls. So first and second now. So Pettit in a little trouble here in the first. Beltran walks. So Cora's second, Beltran first, and it's David Wright. Now David Wright is a plus 13, whatever that means against the C pitcher. So I don't know. So I guess if he rolls a 30, then it goes to 17. Is that what that means? If he rolls an 18, it goes to a 5. I don't know. Still haven't figured that out. 46-12. That looks like a double play. A 12 with runners on first and second is probably a double play. Now I went to bed early. Went to bed about 9. Got up about 1. And I didn't count up the numbers. I got to count those up. But a 12 under the fielding 2 is a fielder's choice. Under all the fielding is going to be a fielder's choice, a 6-4. So 6-4 fielder's choice makes it first and third now. Cora's on at third. Wright is on at first. And it's Gary Sheffield. It's a 14. That's lifted high fly to left field. It's going to be out number 3. So that was out number 2. And that's out number 3. It's very important to do this sort of thing, so you don't give guys fewer outs or extra outs. It helps you keep track. I put little numbers next to them. So it's a hit, but no runs and 2 left on base. And we go bottom of the first. Yanks are going to be bringing up Jeter. Johnny Damon, yes. Johnny Damon was more effective with the Yankees than Ellsbury ever was. 32, that's a ground ball to second base, and the second baseman is Castillo. Over to first, 1 away. Why do I have Gardner leading off? Those should be Jeter, but it's the same number anyway. All right, Jeter, Damon. Gardner should be last. All right, Johnny Damon. Wow, I liked him. I thought he was a pretty good player. In 2009, he had 24 home runs, 12 stolen bases, 282. Johnny Damon, 43. That's a grounder. 1 to 3. 2 away. Now, APA is one of my favorite games ever. I started playing APA. Got it from the Sporting News. I saw the ad. Strike out. So out number 3 there. And I saw the ad in the Sporting News. And I ordered it, and that was it. That's all it took to make me a lifelong addict, right? Junkie, if you will. Tatis, 51. A 9, that's going to be a pop-up. We're going to make that to first base. One out. It's Church is next. Ryan Church. One of the most consistent guys. It's a strikeout that you ever want to see. If you look at his stats, he batted in the 270s for like 6-7 years in a row. That's one strikeout, out number 2. But he strikes out here. Ryan Church, 273 in almost 360 at bats in 209. 2009. 25, and that's a single base hit for Omir Santos, the catcher for the Mets. He's a 7. We got to fill that in, but usually it's just a B. Everybody's a B here. Left fielder a 1. Church is a 2. I don't know what Tatis is. What is Tatis? Probably not very good. Oh, he's a 4. Not bad at all. Tatis. Right, I believe, is a 4. Oh, right is a 3. Beltran, I know, is a 3. Cora is an 8. I love to look at the how they score the fielding abilities of the players. I love to see Cabrera as a 3 right fielder. It's a 14 that's lifted to left for out number 3. So again, 1 hit, 1 left, no runs. And we go to the Yanks. It's going to be Rodriguez leading it off. 64, that's base on balls. Rodriguez batted 286 with 30 home runs and 444 at bats. Robinson Cano, one of my favorite players, 53, that's a 19. And Wright is a 3. Fielding 3 there because he's only a 3. I use the modified fielding rules. I think they're a little bit more accurate. And that's going to be a single to left, running to second. So that's range probably on Wright. Just doesn't get to that ball. So runners on first and second now. And now John Maine is in trouble. John Maine is also a C, but he's a CW. A CW, whereas Pettitte is a CY. No, I'm not asking why he's a Z. I'm just saying he's a ZY. Posada, 22. Oh, that's gonna. That's a 0. That's gonna take us into the second column. So let's see what happens here. 45. That's gonna be a double. So 1 run scores. And if Cano is fast, I believe he scores as well. He is fast, so we're gonna double check that. Runners on first and second. And a 6. First and second, a 6. It says double to left, runner score S out at first. So Cano is not an S, so 2 runners are going to score on this. So it's a double, 2 RBIs, and the Yanks are up 2-0. Posada on its second with a double. Now it's Hideki Matsui. That's a 51. That's a 9. That's going to be an out because Maine is a C pitcher. It's going to be like a grounder with the runner to third. Right, a 9 is a grounded to first, runner to third. So it's a 3 unassisted for out number 1, and Posada's at a third now. And it's Melky Cabrera. It's a 42. That's a strikeout. The Yankees are playing the Mets are playing the infield back, and that is his second strikeout of the game. And it's Brett Gardner, the lefty. 15, that's a base hit. RBI. And on the first pitch to Jeter, there goes Gardner, steals second. Picks up an RBI, so he's standing at second base now. 3-0 Yankee lead. And we're going to check all that. I'm going to double check all that. An 11 with a runner on third. Make sure I did that just from memory, so. It's a C pitcher, and 11 is a single to center runner scores. Batter steals second on first pitch. Yep. All right, so Jeter grounded out his first at bat, and that's a 12. That's going to be lined to second base for out number 3. But the Yanks pick up 3 big runs on 1, 2, 3 hits and a walk. They leave 1. And the score after 3 innings of play is 3-0 Yankees. Leading off for the Mets is Castillo. That's a 66. That's going to take us into column 2, 32. That's going to be double. Castillo leads us off with a double. Joey Cora, 24. That's a 29. Let's see what that is all about. 29 with a runner on second. 29. Runner to third, 3-1. Yankees should be a 1 fielding. So what do we say it was? 24, 29. Runner to third, 3-1. Still 3-1. Okay. 1 out, and runner goes to third. So Castillo, who's fast, is on at third, and we have Beltran and Wright to try to get him home. Here's the pitch to Beltran. It's a 40. Third base 40. Third base 40 on the fielding 1. It's going to be a pop-up to the short. 2 out. And now it's going to be Wright, David Wright. See what he can do here. 43. That I believe may be a strikeout. Not sure. With a runner on third. 40. 29. Ends up being a 29 with a runner on third. Nope. It's a comebacker. Pettitte up with it. And third out. So it's 1 hit. Again, the Mets leave a runner. And we go to the bottom of the third. And it's going to be Johnny Damon. Damon hit back to the pitcher in his first at bat, 44. He singles here. Frozen rope to center. And Teixeira. That ball is hit deep to right field. That's a no-doubter. 2-run home run. 2 RBIs. Yanks lead at 5-0. So Teixeira gets a hold of one. And Maine is going to become a deep pitcher here. He loses one. 36. That's a base on balls. That's trouble. So now we're talking about potential. We got the bullpen going now. Not where we want to be. 42. That's going to be a single. And that's going to do it for our boy Maine. First and second, 5-0. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in the bullpen. Guy named Stokes and Green. Green's been pitching. Who else we have? We have Feliciano. He's been pitching. So we're gonna bring in Feliciano. Well, he pitched yesterday. You know what? We're gonna bring in Green. Green, righty. So Green is gonna replace Maine. And guess what? Where is it? I'm looking for, others. We're going to make them green. Green becomes green. There you go. There's nobody out, by the way. Whereas on first and second, nobody out. So green is a green color, and this tells us immediately, it's easy to see that, hey, a relief pitcher came in here. I do this because Dave, Baseball Demos, he does that just out of kind of deference to his system. All right, so it's Posada, Cano singles, runs on first and second, and it's Georgie Posada. Posada doubled in 2 runs in the second inning. It's a 25. Green is going to be a B for this batter because it's the middle of an inning. I don't remember if it's 1 out in the inning, but it's the middle of an inning because the inning it started already and there's guys on base. So I'm not going to look into that, but he's a B because the Yanks need some help. I mean, the Mets need some help right here. So first and second, and a B is going to be ground ball to third, and that's right up with it over to Tatis. 1 out, thank goodness. And Matsui. Godzilla. He hit back to the pitcher. And that's a 23. That's a 27. with runners on second and third, a 27. Runners hold, run to the third, 5-3. And now it's Cabrera. The milkman, Melky Cabrera, still playing. I can't remember who he played. I think he played with Cleveland last year. He's with Chicago a bunch of years. That's a 25. Runners on second and third, 25. And that's a line drive to shoot to second base. L4. So Green does the job, comes in, and gets 3 batters in order. But the Yanks pick up 2 big runs on 3 hits. They strand 2. It's a 5-0 game at the end of 3. Not where the Mets want to be here. Down 3, starting the 4th. Gary Sheffield's going to lead it off against Andy Pettitte, the southpaw. 66, that's a deep drive to left field. Back goes the left fielder, Damon, to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. Home run. The Mets are on the board thanks to Gary Sheffield. Now, Sheffield only hit 10 home runs that year in 268 at bats, so it's like a 20, I'd say it's a 20 home run season, which is, you know, got a little power. Tatis, 36. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2. Out number 1. Church. Ryan Church, 41. That's a ground to short. Jeter up with it. Out number 2. Now Jeter's rated as a 9 shortstop by APA. 65. That's popped up to the catcher. So after the home run, it's 3 consecutive batters are retired by Pettitte. 1 run on 1 hit. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 5-1 ball game. We're in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. 161st Street exit on the D train. 11. That's going to be second column, 45. It's a triple. In the gap, and that rolls around out there. Hustling after it is Beltran. Gardner hustling around second. Here's the relay. He's safe under the tag. A triple for Brett Gardner. He's 2 for 2. The Mets are going to play the infield in right now. 26, infield in, 24. Let's see where that is. I didn't add up the 15, 18, 20. 25, 27, 34, 35, and the pitcher 35, 36. So they're right at, okay, 24. We're on third base. Better safe. We're on third base. It doesn't give me the option. It's just better safe at first. Runner out at home. So Brett Gardner's thrown out at home. 6-2, 1 out. Fielder's choice. So Jeter with the meter. I don't know why that's the way why I did that. I put a little dot there. That throws me off. Makes it seem like you had an RBI. Oh, I know why. I was gonna write out number 1. There we go. Okay. Johnny Damon with Jeter on at first. It's a 31-9. That's gonna be an out. 5-3. Going to second is Jeter. Out number 2. And it's Mark Teixeira hit a 2-run home run. Almost hits another one there, but that's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 1. Out number 3. And we're going to color this in. This is the second inning for Green. We're probably going to replace him and bring in Feliciano or somebody like that. The other guy the Mets have is Stokes. Yeah, we're going to bring in Stokes for the next inning. And Stokes is going to be blue. Stokes is going to go at least 3 batters. So we're going to fill in at least 3 batters. There we go. All right, we go to the top of the 5th. The Yankees Leave one hit in that bottom of the fourth, score none. And we're going to go to the ninth place batter, a guy named Anderson Mejia, who's filling in for a guy named Martinez. Mejia filling out for Martinez. And that's 26. That's a ground ball to Jeter. To his left, throws him out. Out number 1. Castillo. 45 is a base on ball, so let's have a base runner. Cora. 34, fly ball, center field. Who's out there in center? It's Gardner. Out number 2. And then Beltran. Oh, that's going to be a second column. So the Mets may get a run here. Castillo's fast, and that's a 61. I was hoping it's going to be a double, an RBI double for Beltran. Coming around third to score easily is Castillo. And Beltran with a stand-up double. So 5-2. There's still hope. Still hope for the Mets. 33, that's going to be second column. That's a 42. That's going to be a double. Back-to-back doubles. And to score is Beltran. 5-3 ball game now. So Joe Torre is going to go out to talk to Pettitte. That's Gary Sheffield. Sheffield hit a solo shot to left field in the top of the fourth inning. There's 2 outs here, and the Mets have a runner. The tying run is at the plate. So see what happens here. Oh, it's a 52. A 52. There's a 27. The 27 is a strikeout for Pettitte. That's his third strikeout and the third out of the inning. But the Mets pick up 2 big runs on 2 hits and a walk. And the score now is 5-3. Let's write that in. 5-3 Yanks. So now we have Stokes in there. Hopefully he can keep the score where it's at to make this game, keep this game exciting. 43. That's a grounder back to Stokes. 1 away. So Rodriguez, that's his first at bat since he's walked twice in this game. Cano, 63. That's line to center field. Right there is Beltran. So Cano hit it right on the nose, but right at Beltran at center. And that's a grounder. Chop to Castillo. Castillo up with it. Out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. So Stokes does the job. He's a righty. Had a 3.97 ERA in 69 games with the Mets in 2009. Not really a guy who knows Stokes very well. Okay, Tatis is up. Fernando Tatis, who in 340 bats hit 8 home runs, batted .262. It's a 62. That's a strikeout. Pettitte's still in there. Strikeout number 4. I mean, Pettitte is one of those guys that is a guy you can count on for some innings, so he's in there. Church, 32. That's a bouncer to second. Cano, smooth as silk. 2 away. And it's Omir Santos who's got a single in this game, and he walks here. So, tying run again is at the plate. So we're 1 home run away from the Mets tying the ball game. Anderson Hernandez hit 3 home runs. Not a lot of power. That's going to be a fly ball deep right field. Back goes the right fielder Cabrera and makes the catch. So that's out number 3. And we go to bottom of the 6th now. Again, like I said, Cabrera not really Hernandez not really a home run threat with 3 home runs and almost 400 at bats. And it's going to be Matsui. Matsui's 0 for 2. 44. That's going to be a base hit single because Stokes is a C. So we did, who was in there before? Green. And now it's Stokes. Stokes is blue. And Green was green. So the 44 is a single. Base hit for Matsui. He's on at first base. It's going to be Cabrera. 64, that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 1. And out number 1. And Gardner, 61. It's a 40. See what that is with a runner on first, 40. There's a couple of these numbers I don't have memorized. That's going to be a fielder's choice. 3 to 6. So ground at first base, he goes to second, back to first, not in time. So fielder's choice, out number 2. Gardner's on at first. So it's a 3-6. And it's the Jeter man, DJ. That's a 21. That's a 22. Maybe like a hit by pitch or something like that. Fielding 2 at 22 is a hit by pitch. So Jeter is hit by the pitch, and that's pretty realistic because he did have a lot of hit by pitches in his career. Used to get hit in that left elbow a lot. So that's why he had the protection there. That's a 52. It grounders to third with runners on first and second. Grounded to third is going to be taken by right across the diamond, out number 3. The Yanks leave 2, and at the end of 6 innings of play, it's 5-3 Yankees. It's 1 hit, no runs. And it's Castillo. That's Castillo. It's a grounder to second. 1 away. We may see Mo for the second night in a row. That's a grounder back to Pettitte for 2 outs. So Cora, it's a comebacker to the pitcher, and it's Beltran. Beltran now. It's a good ball player. And that's a 33. That's going to take us into the second column. See, 13. That's going to be a double. So that's the second double, back-to-back, or second double of the day for Beltran. He's 2 for 3, and it's David Wright now. David Wright is a right-hander, and after that we got Sheffield, who's a right-hander. So we may bring in let's see who we got on the Yankee bench that can handle that. Right-hander. You know what? We got Phil Hughes. Phil Hughes is going to come in. He's an A and C in relief. So Hughes, he's a XY. He's an A and C. And that's going to be interesting. He's going to come in. He's going to be like what color? I'm going to make him orange. No, you know what? I'm going to make him yellow. Well, no, now because the page is yellow. I've got some yellow pages. I'm going to make him like a darker blue right here. Darker blue. And he's going to come in. And this was... okay. So Hughes, here he is, Phil Hughes. You can see that. Had a 3.03 ERA with 8-3 record. 51 games, 7 games started. And he's going to face David Wright. 2 outs, tying run at the plate. Beltran at second. Here's a pitch. Oh, I thought it was going to be an 11. We rolled a 12. Let's line out second base. Pretty sure. Let's see. Second base, yeah. Yep. That's our out number 3. Tough for the Mets there. They had a good opportunity. They've had their chances. Just haven't been able to capitalize. So another hit. No runs. We go to the bottom of the 7th. And it's going to be Teixeira. Mark Teixeira. Let's bring that down a little bit. There we go. This would be Stokes' 3rd inning, so we're going to replace Stokes. Stokes will get replaced here. And it's going to be, let's see who's going to be. Got it in there. It's going to be Feliciano. He's going to come in for an inning. Teixeira, 46, that's a grounder. Actually to 3rd. 1 away. Rodriguez up next. Rodriguez is, what, 0 for 1 and 2 walks and scored a run. Let's get him into the picture. There he is. It's a 14. That's a fly to left. 2 out. And finally, it's Cano. 45, ball 4. Cano manages a 2-out walk. Feliciano's not happy about that. Feliciano's a BXZ pitcher. And that's 45. He's a Z, so that's ball 2 on Posada. So Posada's going to get another chance here. Oh, it's a 4-1. And that's going to be a grounder to the shortstop. Cora flips to Castillo at second for the force out. Out number 3. So the Yanks leave 1, score none. We go to the top of the 8th. It's going to be Gary Sheffield against Phil Hughes. Phil Hughes is still in there. And he will, we'll see how far he goes. 1 at a time. 63, that's lifted to left. And the left fielder Damon there for out number 1. So Sheffield, it's Tatis now. 55, that's going to be an out. So we're going to make that a fly ball to center. Haven't had many of those today. So Hughes gets Tatis, the righty, to fly out to center. And now it's Church. Church is 0 for 3. He struck out and grounded out twice. Getting some play out of my 2009 purchase. 56. That's going to be a strikeout. So it turns out to be a 34, and I know that's a strikeout. So that's a strikeout. And out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. In the top of the 8th for the Metsies. And we go to... We never decided what color we were going to draw up Feliciano. We can make him brown. Make Feliciano brown. And I'm gonna let Feliciano go. Let's see what he did in the previous game. Feliciano, I know, pretty sure he pitched. He went 2 innings. Oh wait. Yeah. He went 1 inning. Oh, good. You can go an inning here. Good, perfect. You can go 2 innings today. All right. So the bottom of the 8th, Feliciano's in there. He's a B pitcher. And let's get our boy here, Matsui. 24. That's going to be a strikeout. Out number 1. And if I had more pitchers, I'd be bringing in other guys, but don't have that many more pitchers. 55, that's going to be an out. Fly ball, center field for out number 2. Melky Cabrera is 0 for 4 on the day. Now it's Gardner. Gardner's 2 for 3. He's got a single, a stolen base, and a triple, so he's showing off his speed. That's a 36. That's going to be popped up to the third baseman right on the left side. He calls for it, steps into the foul territory, and then back into fair territory. Out number 3. So the Yanks down in order. At the bottom of the 8th, we go to the top of the 9th, and here he comes. Why don't I have the Sandman song playing in the background? I do not know. Mariano Rivera, there he is, guys. Just got elected into the Hall of Fame unanimously for the first time in the history of baseball. He was on every single ballot. No doubt. He's a no-doubter. Mo Rivera, I watched him his whole career. In 2009, he was 3-3, 44 saves, 176 ERA. Coolest cat. He walked 12 guys in 66 innings. He allowed 7 home runs, 72 strikeouts. What an amazing guy. What an amazing pitch. Smooth as silk. All right, Mariano. It's exciting just to bring him in like that. So let's see what happens. See what the Mets can do against Mariano. So that was a good job by Hughes. Good job by Hughes. Came in, pitched to 4 batters, retired all of them, and we made him dark blue. All right, here he goes. It's going to be Omir Santos. He's in 22. That's a line drive base hit. So he better keep that ball. He got a hit against Mo. Next is going to be a guy named Anderson. Let's take a quick peek at who we have on the bench here for the Mets. Who we have on the Mo's Francoeur, a righty. Pagan, switch hitter. Oh, Danny Murphy. I love Danny Murphy. I'm going to bring him in to pinch hit. He can play the outfield too, just in case. I doubt anything like that's going to happen, but Murph is going to come in. He's going to pinch hit. There you go. He's in there pinch hitting, facing Mariano Rivera. Oh, 64. That's a strikeout. Mariano gets him on strikes. Out number 1. And it's going to be Luis Castillo with 1 out in the top of the 9th. The score is 5-3 Yankees. Mariano Rivera is going to face Castillo and Cora. Not the 2 most intimidating bats in APA history. Okay, here's a pitch to Castillo. 32, that's a ground to second. Back to first, not in time, so it's a fielder's choice. So out number 2. Castillo on at first. And now it's Joey Cora. Here's a pitch from Mo, 23. And that's going to be a 23 with a runner on first. That may be a strikeout. And it is. So Mariano gets Cora to strike out here to end the game. That was Mo's second strikeout and the third out of the inning. And that's all she wrote for this game. So the Yankees win 2 consecutive games from the Mets. They take 2 games. The first 2 games, 12th and the 13th of June. And the Yankees win it by a score of 5 Yanks, 3 Mets. Loss goes to Maine. Maine gets the loss. So where's he? He's here. He gets the loss. Just write that in. And the win goes to Pettitte. Pettitte gets the win. And that's all she wrote, pretty much, for this game. The Mets had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that 9th inning, 1 hit, no runs. So they have 8 hits on the game. The Yanks, on the other hand, had 3, 6, 7, 8. They had 8 hits. But the Yanks have a big home run by Teixeira in the 3rd. A big 2-run double by Posada in the 2nd. That really made the difference. And ultimately, it was that single by Gardner with 2 outs. A single by Gardner with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd. That was the only, basically an important run, but really the winning run came from Teixeira's 2-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd. But from that point on, the Mets relievers came in and retired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They only allowed 4 base runners in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 innings. So that's pretty decent. Mets bullpen did a good job, and that's something worth mentioning. And we're going to play our, so this was game, I don't know what game it is, but it's June 13th, 2009, and it's game 2 of the 3 game series, 2 out of 3. And so the next one we're going to play is going to be June 14th, and I'm not sure who the pitching matchups are in that game, but I'll get back to you. Probably be tomorrow. It's a little bit late. I'm going to set it all up now, set up the lineups, and then it'll probably be tomorrow. And I may have some impromptu cards that I'm going to throw together. I'm trying to work with Steve's card maker. He's helping me out to try to do that. Try to get some cards that guys I'm missing, and guys I can't get in the XB set either. They're not available there, so I'm making them, printing them out, so I can bring them into the game. They're not going to be as stylish as the actual APA cards, but they'll fill in well enough so I can have the actual players that played in these games. All right, so I'm going to say adios, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, giving me the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And keep on rolling, keep on enjoying yourself, and hopefully I'll be back tomorrow with a couple more games. See what I devise, game 3 of this series, and I'll check out. Yesterday I played Minnesota and Detroit at Minnesota. That one wild card game that they played in 2009. That was fun doing that. I'm a big fan of Dickey, right, the pitcher. So I may play a couple of his starts, stuff like that. Just have some fun with different people. That way it'll get me to use the set and play teams that I don't, usually play, and help me learn their players. And I think back, when I get into these replays, I think back at the time. Where was I? What was I doing in 2009? I remember where exactly I was watching the World Series. What room it was, what apartment it was, and so on. Interesting how old my kids were, what was going on in my life. So I remember all these details about where I was and what my life was like at that time when these different events. I remember I used to take my son, pitch to him, and we'd go up and down the Yankee lineup. We knew every batter, and we'd have these make-believe games, and he would be each batter, and he'd have to hit it over the fence, and then we'd keep a score, and I'd make up a score, and he was always up by 1, and then they would tie it. He would come up, he would hit a home run, and then he'd be up again. So anyway, all right, that's enough of that, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.